My dear Vikings, I welcome you to Void War. Void War is very FTL-like, faster than light. Where you have your ship compartments. You choose your crew to run around and execute your tasks. There's all kinds of events happening. Some sort of roguelike elements are there as well. And I call this FTL meets Warhammer 40K. In a sense, that's Void War to me because the grim, dark aesthetic that is going for and the FTL-like mechanics that are at Spiel. Later a little bit, we're gonna be joined by the developer, where we're gonna talk about a little bit about the game and pry his brain about Wood War. If you have any questions, feel free to have them ready, send them out there in the chat when we're tackling it. And as we're gonna play, I'm definitely gonna take some mind notes that I want to ask later on. With that, let's hop into the game. New game. The God King has fallen. The Empire is in despair. The time is nigh for you to be our instrument of salvation. You will now be familiarized with the basics of warfare. At the commander of this vessel, Exxon. You see, Arquette. Out right now. By clicking the portrait frame, you may also select them by clicking directly and dragging the box around. See for yourself. So I'm telling you to go to this chamber and use it. Select the crew member will move to the destination automatically, perform any required task upon arrival. The system control interface allows you to control the ship systems. Each system has an icon that corresponds with one of your ship. Okay, we have that icon over there. That means we have the shields. So this is the shields. All your systems are powered by the ship's reactor used powering your ship system. Each bar represents one unit of reactor power. Fair enough. You may hover over any system for more details. While hovering over, reticle appears on your ship, showing the location of each system. Oh, that's nice. Quality of life. There is your ship's subsystem are different from normal systems in that they're automatically powered and do not consume reactor power. Status unmanned. To proceed, hover over each of your ship systems and subsystems. We have the sensors. Grants visibility into the rooms on your ship. Achieve an equal or higher sensor strength than the enemy sensor strength will grant visibility into the enemy ship. Oh, so I can see the enemy, what's going on there. With some door control, enables remote control of doors, airlocks, manning reinforces doors. Then we have the command throne. Manning grants evasion and charges subspace drive. Engines must be powered. Grants half evasion if crew is present but not manning. Manning with commander grants extra evasion. Autopilot allows the ship to retain a percentage of evasion even when throne is unmanned. Autopilot is 50%. Okay, then we have over here the weapons bay. Power all ship's weapons. Manning improves the weapon charge speed. Then we have the launch bay. Launches crude assault sled to the enemy. So kind of like pods to breathe through the holes and whatnot. It fills the ship's board oxygen, the life support. And then we have the engines. Power the ship's substance drive and allows to dodge enemy attacks. Manning increases the substance drive charge speed and improves evasion. And then we have the shields. Each shield barrier can block one shot. Manning improves the shield charge speed. This is your ship hull strength. When this reaches 0, your shield will explode and everyone aboard will die. Wow. A pair of Imperial Enforcers have joined your crew. Imperial Enforcer. Continue. They have arrived in the time to assist with the fire that has broken up in your ship. Time is precious when confronting biohazard like fire. Thankfully, you have access to command mode. Command mode indicator shows when you are in command mode. When in command mode, all of the actions pause, giving you time to carefully examine the situation, queuing up any commands you might want to do. Command mode represents your ability to think on your fleet. It allows you to set weapon targets, issue crew orders, allocate reactor power, and vent airlocks all at the same time. If fire needs to be extinguished, select all of the crew on your ship and drag in the box around. Press spacebar to leave command mode. Sending multiple crew members will let them accomplish their tasks faster, which helps them reduce their injury that they might sustain. You have successfully extinguished the fire. Unfortunately, another fire has broken out in the ship. Enter command modes. Grab them. Click on the airlock. Notice how the room will slowly turn pink as the oxygen is vented out of the room. And with that, we have cleared the room. Interesting. But we lost a little bit of oxygen. A fully vented room will appear with diagonal hazard stripes. Crew inside a fully vented room will lose a portion of their health every seconds as they suffocate. It is time to prepare for subspace translation. Move the commander to the command throne. Okay, he's moving in. Is in the command throne. Notice how you automatically man the command throne when you arrive. You will need to power your engines before you can engage. So, engines are powered. That is unmanned. Let's do that. Apologies. So, can we man them twice? We cannot man them twice. Notice how power has been removed from your reactor, transferred to your engines. With your engines powered, your subspace drives are now active. It's time to engage the drives. You're prepared to initiate subspace. Sudden energy spike surges through your vessel, destroying your engines. So you're coming over here, repairing. Your engines are now red, showing that they have been fully destroyed. You will need to repair your engines before you can engage your subspace drive. Send someone to your engine room to begin repairing the engine system. Nice. Notice how your engines have automatically powered themselves. Repaired systems will automatically power themselves up to their last power state, provided there is enough free reactor pace. Now that the engines are powered, you're ready to engage your subspace drive. Use the commander of the ship. You must be present aboard the ship to engage the subspace drive. You can always identify the commander of the ship by hovering over them and looking for the commander keyword. Ensure that the commander is manning the command throne, then press the warp button. Randomize hull. Imperial Cruiser A, indicator, relic fighter. Wow, there's quite the list. Then we have 2 Imperial forces as crew. We have no modules that we can implement yet here. The loadout is 2 bolt cannons and a bolt cannon and a storm cannon. Number of shots 1, number of shots 2, charge time 12, charge time 10, projectile speed 900. Hull damage per shot 1, medium chance of fire, small chance of hull breach, inflicts minor crew damage, inflicts minor crew damage. Then we can see our system over here. We have some door control, life support, engines, shields, command throne, weapon base pretty strong, sensors, and a launch bay. So we have Zotar over here, the Exile. Difficulty we're going to play on normal. And with that, I'd say we launch in there. Let's go. The God King has fallen. The Emperor is in despair. Brothers fight against brothers as the ruinous cold sweep through the stars. The very fabric of reality trembles before the onslaught of demonic swarms. What is this, the Horus Heresy? Deep within the Imperial core worlds, one final hope exists, to rekindle the flames within the Vault of Souls. To the Empire, you are a blasphemer. To the cults, you are a heretic. Trust no one. Let no one stop you from bringing the renegades of this forsaken realm to their destined annihilation. You prepare your subspace translation. So, shield strength is at 1. I have him working in the door vicinity. I would rather have you work on the shields. Please, thank you. Definitely more on the shields. The door controls. And the command from... Okay, let's warp to our first designation. I would like to go Imperial Shrine, the Nexus of Influence. Let's go bottom. Ooh, nice warp animation there. Zero. The radar vessel is passing through the region. As soon as you make visual contact, they power up their weapons and open fire. They appear to be carrying some cargo. So, that means you, my friends, run away from the engine room. Actually, the commander as well. Go. Actually, commander can stay there. We're going to go over here to arm our weaponry. And then we can see the bolt gun. Oh, look at that. It's activating. It went out there. The bolt gun shall fire on... See if we can take down their shields. And then the storm gun should also go on their shields. So they're charging in. Now we have one coming over to the arsenal. Citius, welcome aboard. There was the shot. Shield went down. It went through. Their shields pod is being repaired. So if we are fast enough, we have to do it every time. My bad. It was like automated. There we go. There we go. Nice 2 shots. I'm gonna keep going on the shields. There's auto fire. Oh, I see. Nice shot there. We're running out of engine energy. So we're gonna switch that. I'm gonna shoot again on the shield. Nice. Nice. Their shield generator is on fire. Enough. You have proven your point. What is the use for us to further bloodshed? Take their supplies and let us live. Do I accept their surrender? I refuse. No surrender. No surrender, I tell you. Shoot. Fire. Boom! The Kozar assault barge has been destroyed. You spend some time salvaging what you can from the remains, getting 21 scrap. So I get the same amount of scrap for having them surrendered and killing them? No, I get it as an additional 21. That was nice. Okay, beautiful. Good. With that, we can warp onwards. Let's warp to the Imperial Shrine. Will this kick our butts? I have no clue what awaits us in the Imperial Shrine, but let's go there. You arrive at an old Imperial Shrine. Its structure is worn, but its solemn presence commands respect. Pledge yourself to the Imperial cult. You search fealty and devotion to the Imperial cult. The radiant warmth floods your veins like the embrace of the sun itself, igniting your faith with renewed strength. All crew is restored. Hull integrity goes up. Imperial Shrine is activated. Imperial citizens units appear more frequently in rewards, and merchants only one shrine may be active at a time. Okay. So there's different cultures, it seems, that are present that we can have. Good. We have the ancient translocator. Teleport self to target room. Oh. Oh, nice. Let's warp to the next designation. With emergence, weapons dealer, missile base, system and modules, and contractors, ship armament. Not sure if I have enough coin, but let's go to that invisible node down below. That should work. There's nothing here. You continue to cruise through the Imperial territory. Okay, nothing there. We'll go into the merchant's pot. I'm not sure we can buy a lot of it with that little bit of scrap that we have. Trade. So, missile template heavy flare. Requires missile bay. I don't have a missile bay. That's a missile bay. Costs me 45. Choose a room to install the system. It is too long. So I have a missile bay installed, but I don't have a missile weapon now. I'm missing the... Aha! Well, that was a tactical failure here to do that. So, ammunition. Oh, ammunition for missile base. I see. Good. We've repaired, we've done what we can. Off we go. Warp. To the next place. We could have attacked the merchant as well. A commentary ice mining operation is emitting a distress signal. Investigate. They might just ask you to transport them off the comet. Apparently they have stopped receiving pay since the last supply. Accept. You drop off the miners at the nearest outpost. They are grateful for your help and offer a small reward. A warp lens. Starts fight pre-charge. Charges per jump 2 times. Ignore shields. Creates subspace breach. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay. Fair enough. We warping on to the next node. I'll take your life for the solar hegemon. So we are gonna focus fire on your shields. Let's move over there. Nice little laser situation. Old cannon. Back on that. We keep on firing on the shields. Ooh, this is so addicting. Oh, another laser comes in. We missed both shots. God damn it. How can we activate the warp lens, though? I wonder. We have a problem. Shield is still up and going. We've not yet lost any shields. Let's keep shooting. Okay, I've got to wait for them both to be up and ready. So bolt cannon, fire. Storm cannon, fire. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Keep on firing. Keep on firing, they're repairing. It's red. Yes. Bomb, bomb. Beautiful. Keep it firing. Yes, it's burning. Nice, 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 nice. Keep the shots up. If we have auto, and I tell them to shoot that target, does it remain on that target? Yeah, there we go. Woo! I'm just starting the game. 33 scrap metal. Also, the developer is joining us in 15 minutes, Franglitch. As well. Ooh. So, that's that. Shield and everything is repaired. The engines seem to be a little bit of a hard time with the power. Loadout. Put into the cargo. Don't think we need it right now. And can we upgrade anything? The reactor engines gives me evasion. Use for powering your ship system. Each bar represents 1 unit of reactor power. Upgrade. Beautiful. Warp into the next system. Such a good game. So, do you have any questions that we should throw towards the developer? There's a defunct Starship armament production facility here. It has been reactivated, but the machinery requires chemical fuels. I don't have munition for that. The facility is no use of you. Oh, shame. Onwards. You arrived and immediately found yourself targeted by a chromic warship. Await your steel and do not disappoint me. Berserker. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm gonna target your Shield's as good as possible. Does it not have a crew? It seems like not having a crew. And again, try some sort of laser. I should not shoot automatically. I should wait until we're ready to send them flying. So what we're going to do is shoot first with you. 2 shots. There we go. There we go. And now it can go automatically. So the shield room is red. It repairs itself. There we go! Ooh, baby! We got 2 munitions for it. Beautifully. Beautifully. Do you know, Franklich, why the audio is not fully working? Because for me, I have no audio in the game. For some odd reason. We'll see. Maybe the developers know something about it. Good. Warp. Next destination. Shroom. Imperial Destroyer. You detect several starships ahead. The first one is a heavily armed Imperial warship. Fires are frenzied salvo at the other vessels, tearing them apart instantly. It then turns its guns to you. Oh, bad. Bad, bad, bad. Audio is not 100% working for me. Let's move to the rocket bay. Load. Loading missile template. Please load. So, storm cannon. Hit the shield. Yeah. Shield went straight up red instantly. Let's go. Let's go. Yes. Yes. Screw your shield. Let's go for the ammunition. Very good. And rocket out. Shoom! Nice. That rocket looked cool as it moved out. Oh, it missed. Rocket missed. No. So automatic fire off. We have to wait for them to be fully loaded. Again, on the shields. Pom pom. 2 hits. 3rd hit. Rocket out. Center body. Rocket. We've seen your might. Take the supply and let us live. No. No. I shall not let you live. If you dare to attack, it is over. It is over. Bam! What is working fine on your end doesn't work on my end. I don't know why. Zibble teleports self and nearby allied crew to target room, deals 50% damage to the enemies in the target room. Dark matter prism. Oh. Survivor. A servo husk. Okay, we have a servitor. Nice. A servitor or dad. Fair enough. Loadouts. Oh, so it's either get that weapon or the scraps for destroying them, not both. Okay, so I have to decide here. Fair enough. So, Mr. Robot Sir. That means you can go and work here on the engine. While I work on the shields. Good. Upgrade. Give me some more energy. Whoop. Next destination. You make it to the next Imperial jump node and find nothing noteworthy. Crew, road crew, recall crew, launch a soul sled. So we can later on also man the thing. So shop is friendly. Let's warp. Next destination. You stumble upon a blood-cold starship in the middle of the repair operation. Before you have a chance to react, deactivate their weapons and open fire. How dare them? Look at them go around the little demons. Their repair speed is very low. That might come in handy for us. We're waiting for the storm bolts to be ready. That means we're going for that. 1, 2 shots out. Third shot going out. There we go. We've breached their hull. That is good. We're gonna keep shooting here. We're not gonna use a rocket because it's a very low ship. Death to the demons! Hit him. There we go. Dude, this is highly addictive. Oh, Franglage was not lying. There we go. We got some money out of it. Jumping onwards. A pair of technocold couriers have been separated from a large fleet and are vulnerable to attack. One is carrying some combination of relics and advanced technology. The other is carrying starship armaments. Attack the vessel transporting relics. You maneuver to attack. Good. Let's see here. Crew is definitely full. So, storm cannon. Shooting. There we go. Hit them all at once. Rocket gonna send out as well before the shield hopefully is repaired. Beautifully. I'm gonna keep on shooting on shield and everything else. There we go. Shield has been broken. I'm gonna do again a full-on assault on the shields. There we go. Rocket moving out as well. Beautiful. Nice, it's burning. But only shortly. Boom! They're fighting apart. That's fantastic. So, Morph seems to be ready. Ready when you are. The developer of the game. Module Vector Analyzer. Gain 10 evasion while your sensor status is active. Vector Analyzer. Install. Why not? That sounds intriguing. Let's have you in the sensor reactor in the front. Beautifully. Warping in. Good. Morph is ready. Let's give him a call. Give ratings and salutation, Morph. Quick mic check. I'm not sure if you hear me.
Testing.
There we go. I hear something.
Hey, hello.
Beautiful. Love to have you. So,
Hey, happy to be here.
let me also tune up your volume a little bit. Would you be so kind to throw me a sentence or just keep mumbling for a quick minute so I can just quickly adjust the audio lines?
The God King has fallen and the Empire is in despair.
Perfect. Here we go. Well, my Vikings, I'm joined here by Morph, no other the developer of Void War. Morph, would you be so kind to introduce yourself? Who are you and what is Void War?
Yeah, so I am Morph. I made Void War along with a couple of awesome team members.
Mm-hmm.
Void War is a space combat roguelite set in a grim, dark galaxy, and it should look very familiar for people that have played FTL. And
Yeah.
it should look very familiar for people that are into Warhammer 40K.
Of course. So is that also the inspiration in terms of the design of the game and also with the mechanics that are at play?
Yeah, I mean, basically, FTL is a game that it hasn't had a sequel in 13 years. It came out 13 years ago.
Is that so long ago already? Wow.
Yeah, I know, right?
Wow. I'm actually flabbergasted right now that it's that old already, FTL. And
yeah, classic game at this point.
that is true. That is true. So nobody picked up that formula properly to retry or to retrace a concept that was actually very successful, because I remember FTL being super successful in their genre and in their mechanics at play.
Yeah, I mean, I was just obsessed with FTL when it came out. Like, it was one of the first games that I think started off the whole indie game surge back in the early 2000s. Like, there was Minecraft that happened around that time, right? And then FTL came out, and then there was also what was that shooter game? Binding of Isaac. I think I just called it a shooter, but it was like a roguelite bullet hell, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And FTL was one of the first indie games to make roguelites really popular at that time.
Exciting to see that influence 15 years later popping into the making of Void War. Tell us a little bit about Void War. What's like the story premise behind it? What's the lore? In what kind of universe do we as the player jump into?
It's a very grim, dark galaxy. So Void War really came out of me wanting to learn how to make video games. I have an artist background. I've never programmed anything in my life. So a good chunk of programming Void War was just me watching game maker tutorials on YouTube and just following tutorials very, very slowly and diligently until eventually a game popped out.
So in other sense, you have an artist background, have no knowledge of how to create a game, and just the sheer driver of motivation to dive into this topic created Void War for us. How long was the game in production, if you don't mind me asking?
I've been personally working on Void War for over 5 years.
Over 5 years. And you said that you're working with a team?
The team kind of joined later. I mean, most of it was just some of my artist friends who I kind of gradually roped into helping me, and they were just helping me more and more. And then eventually the project became more and more serious and seemed like it had commercial potential. So then they eventually committed seriously after a while.
Intriguing. So you said we are in a grimdark setting. Is there a great influence from the story art part into your gameplay loop, or is it just more of like a flavor backgrounds to have in terms of this kind of universe is present, or can we as the players we play through it in any sense during a run influence, I don't know, the story outcome, or influence the narrative in that?
Currently, Void War we're thinking of it thinking of it as more of a setting, more of a platform for stories to happen. So we didn't want to be too prescriptive about having a very specific narrative that kind of boxes the player into being a certain character with a certain a certain motive, who's trying to do a certain thing. It's really more about having a space where cool things can happen.
I see. And I'm very curious in terms of the core mechanics here at play. Like, as a player, when I start Void War, what kind of gameplay loop can I expect? I mean, for those watching, they see already in the background, we have our ships with different compartments and different modules set to it. What as a player am I paying attention to? Like, what do I have to do when tackling Wood War?
So Void War is primarily about the experience of being the commander of a spaceship, much like FTL. And the focus is on allocating power across your ship, so you really feel like you're the commander of a ship. You're not doing too many micro interactions yourself as far as maneuvering the ship or aiming the guns. You're actually just commanding the ship, and this is all very much derived from the commander, the Star Trek experience of FTL. But the main difference is, especially with the really grim dark setting, is the focus on crew. When I played FTL, and when a lot of people I've heard play FTL, everyone always talked about getting really attached to the crew. And one of the biggest focuses of Void War was to significantly expand the crew aspects of the FTL formula. So we have significantly more crew in the game. I think there's like 75 to 80 crew in the game now. We just keep adding more, and they're all different. And there's, unlike FTL, the crew in Void War range from extremely weak, like throwaway crew that are just cannon fodder, just meat for the meat grinder, basically, and then all the way up to giant transhumans, armored super soldiers that can slaughter entire enemy crews by themselves.
I mean, I see already a difference here, yet alone from the kind of, as you mentioned, crew that you can have. For example, we have here some Imperial Enforcers. Then I have, for example, some Servo Husks, who are more or less the similar to the WH40K servitors, I could say. So, I'm not sure if they're as cruelly lobotomized as in the grimdark universe of Warhammer, but they definitely look half human, half machine. And is there a specific race that you are focusing on as a player, or can you experience all kinds of I don't know, maybe you can play as the orcs or some similar creature or some other Xenos type things and ships? How far goes the progression in terms of Wood War?
We definitely wanted to focus on just the conflict between humans and demonic creatures first. So definitely like a lot of inspiration from the vibes from Event Horizon and Doom, and of course, like you have Michael Moorcock's idea of like chaos gods. So focusing on the human versus human and human versus demonic entity side of the lore is something we wanted to start with. And I think there are technically aliens in the game right now. They show up in encounters. There's like alien creatures that you meet in some of the encounters. As far as like whether or not we're going to do alien races in the future, we would love to, and it would be super awesome. And there's a lot of interesting ways to introduce aliens into a setting like this.
I mean, you have the sci-fi premise. Of course, there's like a nice space canvas that you've created with Wood War and its setting, and I think on top of that, there's an easy way in terms of a visual change and bringing new creatures or new races into the spiel. I think you can quite okay build on top of that and implement such things. I think the difficult part would be to make them sort of feel unique and intriguing compared to the other factions, so that they have like unique abilities or unique stats to amplify their sort of gameplay. Now that I'm looking for at my ship, for example, I have this drop pod, and I can imagine that orcs, for example, would be a lot of more powerful in using assault pods and just jumping the other ship and taking that apart manually instead of actually using weaponry. And
yeah, exactly. Mechanically, there's so many things we can do to make the factions play uniquely and have a unique theme. And of course, we do custom artwork and portrait artwork and new ships and new ship weapons and new war gear. There's a whole lot of stuff we can do. We actually have a giant document, like a giant internal document of all the ideas we want to get to. If the game ends up performing well and the community is alive and wants more content, then we would love to continue working on this for the next 10 years or more if things work out.
Wow.
And
So
that's one of the main differences between like Void War and FTL. Like FTL was one of the earliest roguelites, right? It was kind of a once and done kind of game. But nowadays games end up being supported for a really, really long time, and they end up just growing and growing and growing.
sure,
And
especially if
I think that
the core mechanics and the game loop is incentive and just gives you that sort of addiction, so to say, that you're just gonna go for another round and try again and try again.
yeah,
And of course, the more RNG you're being able to bring into the pool, so that even if you are doing your, I don't know, 1000th run, you still are seeing new things. It's still encounter stuff that you have not been confronted with it before. I think that has quite some longevity. Do you think you will open up Void War to mod support at some point, so that people can, for example, script and write their own encounters?
Void War already has mod support. Technically.
Has already.
We want
Wow.
Yeah, we want to improve the mod support, but if you've heard of the really popular FTL mod, FTL Multiverse,
Yeah.
a lot of our first fans actually were the Multiverse developers.
Wow.
They were really skeptical about Void War from the beginning. It seemed like a lot of them weren't sure if it was going to be an FTL clone or like a shitty cash grab.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of them came in and played it, and now they're some of our biggest fans, it seems, which was just really flattering. It was really amazing to see the modding community embrace Void War so quickly.
That is huge. That is huge. I'm also seeing that you guys sitting already of over 1,000 reviews on very positive. And I think as a self-publishing indie team, it's quite a big thing. Like, I'm coming from the game publishing part, worked with Hooded Horse together, worked with Fire Squid together, both fantastic companies that are helping indies bringing out their unique ideas and titles while providing the financial support and also sticking true to the soul of the game, so to say. So not telling the developer how to create their game in order to make a profit out of it. But yeah, I am very impressed with the metrics behind Void War as well that you guys have pulled off. And I think that alone speaks for the quality of the game as it is right now.
Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, we were really blown away too. We we have no publisher. We've never made a game before. Again, like I said, I've never programmed anything before, so I was very nervous about bugs and general stability, and then also the whole community management side of things, like how to talk to people and make sure that we're doing a good job and we're responding to the players and what they're looking for and what their biggest concerns were. So we've just been shooting from the hip this whole time. We're just playing everything by ear. There's not really too much of a plan other than creatively what we want to do with this. But in terms of the business side of things, it's all been a completely new learning experience for us.
Definitely. It's always the first project is always the hardest, and I think from here onwards, you guys will just evolve into, a more experienced, a better group, a better team, and I think that if we are to get to Void War 2, or as you said, you want to work definitely the next years on this title to evolve to make it better, yeah, I think we can expect something quite indie gemmy with your production, and I'm very excited to dive deeper into it. I sadly was only by today able to try it out and test the field, and it already I'm just an hour in, but I have to say it hooked me and has the same addiction level that I had with FTL back then. So I expect probably to sink around 300-400 hours into this gem and just do a few runs every day and see how far I come. Is there some sort of end game content? Like, can you finish a run, or will at some point your run ultimately destroy you and force you to start anew?
Yeah, you can finish your run. There's 3 different bosses, and they can get very hard. The primary end game content is a little bit like the Slay the Spire Ascension scaling. So there's 12 different difficulty levels, and the first difficulty mode was intentionally set to be a little bit easier than FTL's easy mode, because FTL's easy mode is still brutal, actually. So our easy is a lot easier, and then our hard, which is called Torment 12, that gets a lot harder than FTL. So we wanted to increase that range of difficulty, so it would be fun for a wider range of players.
That's nice. That's nice of you.
Yeah.
So, lastly, do you think we will, if this success goes on like that, we'll see in World War II, or were you planning on more expanding on your existing game and adding new inputs, DLCs, content to the existing IP or to the existing game?
Our plan, if everything goes well, is to expand this game forever. Just expand Void War 1 until it becomes this giant, sprawling, grimdark universe where you can do a whole bunch of stuff. We released a roadmap a few weeks ago, actually, and the 2 big features that we're really excited about are dungeons, which are like basically like they're not ship combats, right? They're like asteroids or derelict, mining outposts that you can go explore and loot. So there's dungeons, and then there's planetary assaults, which is like it's like kind of like a ship combat, but you're attacking a fortress or a base, a moon base, or a fortification or something on the surface of a planet. So those things are, I mean, they seem really exciting to us. So, and
I mean, it definitely sounds exciting. You also see here on your roadmap that we're having potential new factions, new encounter sets, new hulls. With new hulls, it is to understand new ship models, and that's meant with hulls, right?
Yeah, new hulls, yeah, new ships, basically. The first new hull is actually already in beta, so if you switch to the beta branch on Steam, you can actually test out the new ship. When that's ready, we'll push that to the main branch and we'll make an announcement.
Overall, I have to say, more of that you have with this short chit chat, not only hooked me, but also inspired me a lot of hope towards Wood Wars and its production and its future. And I saw already in chat also people saying that they added it to wishlist. This looks interesting. This sounds interesting. And I think not only I has now been intrigued by what we've heard so far of Wood War. Before we wrap up, do you want to send out any last message to the audience?
Let's see. Last message. What would the audience like to hear? I hope you go slay your enemies and conquer the stars. That's my
Well, you heard it. Go slay your enemies and conquer the stars. For those interested in Wood War, you'll find all the needed information in the description down below when you watch this on YouTube. And thanks a lot for tuning in. Also, thanks a lot to you, Morph, for taking your precious time and hanging out with us here, talking a little bit about Wood War.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. This was super fun.
Until next one, I hope very soon we'll, I don't know, have another sit down when there's another big milestone out, or maybe one of the roadmaps has been reached and I have accumulated a lot more knowledge around the game and its mechanics, and can even ask you more precise, in-depth nerd questions, or maybe ask for the most wanted to know questions in the community and throw them towards you.
Sounds good.
It's only that. Good, Morph. Have a good one. Thanks a lot, and until next time. Bye-bye.